You know the update's official when the panorama changes. Snapshot 24w44a brings Minecraft Java up to par with the Minecraft Bedrock previews. And let me tell you, this is a great update. Starting with these particles, oh my gosh, I love that. Pale Gardens now drop leaves from the trees. We need this in more biomes. The next thing is the Eye Blossom flower, which comes in a closed and an open variant. The closed variant of the Eye Blossom is found during the day. The open variant is found during the night, unless you place it down in creative. So during the day, you'll find them like this. And at night, they'll all eventually start to open up and they communicate with each other. So once one opens up, it just kind of goes in a line. In terms of crafting recipe, the open Eye Blossom will give you orange dye and the closed Eye Blossom will give you gray. And if a bee decides to pollinate it, they will get poisoned. So yeah, bees don't pollinate Eye Blossoms and bee farmers do not plant Eye Blossoms where your bees can get them. And the same thing happens if you try to breed bees with the Eye Blossom flower, although they will still follow you. And one final thing to note, when you break the Eye Blossom, you get it in whatever state it is in. So if it's in the open state, you get the open one. If it's in the closed state, you get the closed one. For this next thing, I've got to find myself a Creaking. Comment down below, do you think other hostile mobs should not be able to spawn here? I feel like it takes away from what they're going for with like the eeriness. Like, what would make this so much more eerie is if there were only the Creakings that spawned without like creepers, zombies, skeletons, or spiders. I feel like they just take away from the feeling of the Pale Garden. Ah, yes, the Creaking. The Creaking has some amazing changes, and there's a zombie behind me. Come on, dude. Oh, they got really close really fast. The Creaking now has new animations, and it's the creepiest thing. And along with the new animations, they also do a lot more damage when they attack you, and it's insane. Oh my gosh. They got new walking animations, new attack animations. They do more damage to you, and pillagers run away from them. Like, pillagers are just now scared of the Creaking. I want to know the lore behind that. When it turns daytime, the Creakings crumble. Okay, along with the Creaking's new animations and stuff, as you know, when you hit it, it shows you to the Creaking heart. But now when you find the Creaking heart, you'll see stuff that forms around it, and this stuff is resin clumps. Once the Creaking heart is found, if you attack it, you'll start seeing resin form along where the Creaking heart is. And when the Creaking heart is broken without silk touch, it drops the resin clump. So yeah, I recommend if you want to farm this stuff, just punch the Creaking with your fist or something that doesn't have durability. That way you're not wasting your items. Resin clumps. They can be turned into the block of resin, which that looks really good. Some people suggest you can use it as leaves during the fall. I think it makes a really good path block. You can also smelt resin clumps into resin brick. And with resin brick, you can craft resin bricks. I mean, come on, who would have guessed that? And of course, those resin bricks have a chisel variant, a slab variant, a stair variant, and a wall variant. The resin blocks are very saturated, very orange, and they look really good in the Pale Garden. Not to mention the chisel variant has the Creaking face on it. I know what you're thinking. The resin bricks are very bright, very saturated, very orange. How in the world can you use those in builds? The resin blocks look really good as accent blocks on spruce and pale oak. This is just a basic idea of how you can use the resin blocks. And if you take 2 pale oak logs, a block of resin, you can make yourself your own Creaking heart, which allows you to bring a Creaking heart to your base without needing silk touch, giving you a resin farm. So the best way to farm resin, I find, is to build something like this. So once you build a thing to collect the resin clumps, keep in mind resin clumps can only spawn on pale oak logs. You can come down here and hit the Creaking, wait till all the particles around the Creaking go away, and then hit the Creaking again. And each time you hit it, resin clumps will form on your farm area. I also forgot to mention, you can place resin clumps on the ground as well. And if you wanted to, you can also use the resin clumps as armor trim, and it looks so good on netherite. So yeah, that's everything in Snapshot 24w44a. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. I really think all the resin, the Eye Blossoms are a step in the right direction for this update, and the Pale Garden is becoming one of my favorite biomes. With that said, I feel like the Pale Garden doesn't feel like a garden and more as a forest still. So what if we added like the pale rose, a pale poppy, and white pumpkins? I'm just saying, also, if we wanted a structure, Creaking nest would be really cool. Anyways, go watch the most recent episode of the guide. I built a witch's tower. It's currently on the screen. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.